But also I told that Nakiran's reporter, Sivasubramaniam, was a reporter. He is the man who was in his college days. He was our student secretary for Erode district. My party's student secretary. I was then Sivasubramaniam. I was state organizing secretary, whereas he was student secretary, students wing secretary of Erode district. One time, Veerappan threw a man. He's in Chinnatanda. Now he's alive, I think. In Samuel Chinnapunnu. The man who converted Lombardi, some communities, might have heard Lombardis, yes. He's a Lombardi. There are some people, about 12 to 13 people, who were members of our party in that community, Lombardi community. This Chinnapunnu is was very close to my father. He used to, whenever my father go inside the forest, they used to go in jeeps. So he will also, he's a hunter. He was having license and all. But he can't go and hunt in the forest. When he was with my father, no forest official will question him. So he used to go inside with whenever he goes in, he will also accompany him and go and shoot some animals, or he will take away and all things. So I also know him. Once Veerappan told that Chinnapunna that I want a correspondent to take an interview with me. He told me that Veerappan wants to give an interview with somebody. So please, can you please arrange for any correspondent, news reporter, any news. He tried with one Benjamin was here, one engineer. He was an engineer in Malco and also a reporter to Dinatandi newspaper. Now he is in with Press Trust of India, PTI. Now he is in PTI. Then he was with Dinatandi, the largest newspaper in Tamil Nadu. So, being themselves both are in the same denomination of Christianity, they both to the same church. So he had some connection. He asked him first, but he was ready to come. But this Benjamin's wife stopped his husband not to go inside the forest. It may create problems, he told. So he refused. Then he approached me. When I went there for a condolence, he contacted me, and then suddenly Sivasubramaniam came to my mind. Oh, this man is there. He was freelance then. He was not then, at the time he was not with Kiran or India Today. He was with some police news on paper. They will write about the atrocities of police, against police. It was against police. He was writing, he was a reporter in that magazine. I asked him can you please come with him? He was with a lot of interest. He came. I sent through with that Chinnapunnu inside the forest. He was there for 4 days with him. He took all photos, about 10 cassettes of interview with him. Yes. He was 4 days with him. Entire day Veerappan will be going on speaking things and all. He recorded all those in conversation. He took about more than 100 photos. And then it was film at the time, not digital.
That was the first time?
First time Veerappan face was shown to the public.
And Sivasubramaniam also, that was the first time to meet Veerappan?
Veerappan, yes, he was the first time. He never...
Before that, never?
No, he never knew. His village is from here about more than 100 kilometers after there, in this side. So I sent him. But at the time, in Palar, the blast was taken place, when he was inside the forest. In sudden evening, Veerappan, he asked him to stay with him for a week. Sivasubramaniam was asked by Veerappan to stay with him for a week. I will give you entire story of me. I will give entire story. Please record it and let it be published in any newspaper or a magazine. It was his ambition.
He was crazy about the thing.
Yes, he was so crazy. Veerappan was so crazy.
And eager to tell his story to the public.
Yes. Then at the time, suddenly they have planned to blast that Gopalakrishnan, SP Gopalakrishnan of Mettur, Salem, Tamil Nadu SP. He was blasted at Palar. Yes, he also belonged to this community, but he was a brave man. He was a very brave man to tell the fact that Gopalakrishnan and Devaram were the police officers who went into the forest, deep into the forest. They went to all the places in the forest, except them two. Nobody has went inside the forest. Just 1 kilometer from the road they will come in and they will come back. They will give report that we have combing operation was done. Nobody was arrested. But they were the two people who went in the entire Karnataka and Tamil Nadu forest areas. He was a brave man. But his men used to take sheep and goats which are being grazed inside the forest. When they enter the forest, all the people, shepherds, will run away. Or not, they will call him to ask him for some information. If they give information, they will beat. Oh, you will know more information. You are hiding something. Or if they tell, no, we don't know, no, you are saying lie. Whatever may be their answer, they will be tortured. So when they trace any police officer comes inside, they will flee. They will run away. To punish them, they will take 1 or 2 goats. It started and then they grew to about 10 sheep also they will take with them in the lorry, which SP may not know. He is in the jeep. They are coming in a lorry or this bus. They will come and cut it and eat there. Hearing these all things, Veerappan wrote a banner in a big white paper, RakthaCharitre Gopalakrishna. Gopalakrishnan, a cattle thief.
I got it. Cattle thief
Gopalakrishnan. He was addressed so. If you can, please catch me and punish me. Why are you torturing these shepherds? Are you not a man? It was something in filthy language. Yes, yes, yes. It was RakthaCharitre Gopalakrishna. உனக்கு தைரியம் இருந்தால் என்னை பிடி. அப்பாவி ஆடு மேய்ப்பவர்களை பிடித்து ஆடு திருடி கொன்றது என்ன நியாயம் என்று எழுதி it was written and it was displayed in a weekly shanty will be in Kolathur. In Fridays there is a weekly market. And even from Karnataka up to Gaudalli, the people will come there here to sell things and they will purchase from the road. And the grains will be all the sort of, even goat, sheep, cows will be sold there. And that day, big market, about 3,000 people will gather there. In the mid of the forest, in the market area, there is temple. In front of the temple, he displayed this notification, this RakthaCharitre Gopalakrishna, he displayed. It was an insult. It was insult to the SP. Hearing this, he suddenly went inside the forest. I will come, I will catch him. Expecting him, he already planted some explosive in the roadside. So on that, before that night, he sent out Subramaniam. All of a sudden, he asked Subramaniam, please go outside. We will call you whenever we want you. We will contact you. Please go. He was taken in a motorcycle and was let. They came to Kolathur. Came to Kolathur, and from there, he, without informing any person, he went to Chennai to give this news to any paper thinking about. He went there. Then there was other story. He was blasted there. Gopalakrishnan's family was very close to us. And Gopalakrishnan's father and my father were close friends. They were all contractors. He was a PWD contractor, Gopalakrishnan. Father was a very pakka gentleman. He was a pakka gentleman. One time he lost some money. All the engineers, the chief engineer, asked those contractors not to compete with this person. Let him take for a higher rate, and we should help him to again regain all these things. Such was his character. But Gopalakrishnan used to be some tough man. If Gopalakrishnan was easy to approach man, they could have caught Veerappan then itself, any police officer. They were very strict and adamant, they have to torture people. If an old man, police officer appointed there, they could have easily approached the people and could have collected information and could have caught him also. And their tough nature was obstacle for them to arrest Veerappan, I think. It was my opinion. So somehow I told this Sivasubramanian approached me at the same time when police officer approaching and asking me. The next day I was in a marriage from 30 kilometers from here, on village. There came Sivasubramanian. And he asked me what to do with Veerappan. These things were gone. He was paid all the money, but he is refusing to release. But without disclosing the meeting with the police officer, I told him, why should so be? If they arrest a man, they should place some demands, and they have got the money which they expected, then they have to release it. It should be done within 15 days or 10 days. At the time, the 2 months have gone. It's not good. Please advise them or convince them to release him. This was the thing I told with him. But then only, next day I met the police officers. Yes. After meeting him only I met the police officers. Then I called him. I want to meet you, Sivasubramanian. He came. I told him, I want to come inside and meet Veerappan. But you should not inform this thing to your editor, Gopal. I am not having good confidence on him. So I told him, you should not inform your editor. You ask Veerappan when you next go. I asked him, next time when you visit Veerappan, ask Veerappan that I wanted to meet him. If he permits, I am ready to come inside and meet him. I am ready to convince him also. I told. But this Sivasubramanian told this matter to Gopal. Nakiran Gopal, his editor. I told him, he told me to come to Erode.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. I'll just ask one question in the middle of this. You told me that he was not with either Nakiran or else India Today or else some other.
Yes.
But now...
It was the first time. It was, when the first entry was taken, he was not with both any magazine. But he went to Nakiran and he gave one cassette and one film roll. Not the entire thing, he told him. But with that, something rotten have gone. He told this editor have spoken with some politicians. I have got a cassette in which your name is there. I am going to publish, and he accepted something. It was a thing. It was conveyed to Sivasubramanian from some person working with Nakiran. So it's better you to leave Madras, or else you may also be taken by the politicians, and you may be tortured for this. So he came out from there. Then actually he was taken by that politician, whose name was not at all mentioned in any conversation by Veerappan. They came and took him with them. Yes. But I know how, whether it to be relayed or not, you have to telecast. But I want to give you, yes. Then the man was the forest minister, Sengottayan, then forest minister of Tamil Nadu. He called him on phone and told that Veerappan has mentioned your name, about all these connections you have with him. All these were with my in the cassette. Definitely he would have asked for some money, I think. So one person who was in that office, he never know anybody there in the office. He just went and met Gopal only. They told him to leave from there. You better leave from here, or you may also be taken to trouble. So he went outside. But he was traced by the minister and was taken by him, with him. But he told him, no, he never mentioned your name at all. No, not even any. He did in his own. He had no connection with any politicians and all. He had connection with the smugglers, not with the police. No, there is no necessity for him to have contact with the people. Even the forest people were advised not to enter the forest. We are not responsible for your life. So we won't take any responsibility for your life safety. So it is better not to enter into forest or interfere with that their activities. It was the advice given by the department to the inferior officers. So he was doing easily. He was going and on. You see one thing. I met a man in our meeting. I was for a meeting. When I was returning, I saw in the same town there was a DMK meeting was taking place. One driver was very DMK fanatic. He was a DMK fanatic. He, with sandalwood, the vehicle was parked there and he is hearing the meeting. I saw him. Hey, Arnachalam, his name is Arnachalam. Arnachalam, you are here. And I am taking some to the other Vedaranyam. In the middle, I saw the meeting, I am hearing. I never asked any more question with him. Okay. Then after returning him, he told that it was sandalwood inside the lorry, he told me. You fool, you are smuggling a thing, but you are in the meeting as an audience for about 3 hours there. After parking, it was the thing going on in the Tamil Nadu. Nobody will ask them, nobody will arrest them. So their life may be in risk. It was the thing when. So it was thing. Then only he went to India Today. He gave his some more video recordings and I don't know, no recording, only audio recording was there. Audio recording and one film roll. They also published, but not in the name of Sivasubramaniam, but in of their sub-editor, one sub-editor. And there was a case also between them. It went to press council of Delhi also. It was taken up to there. Then somehow or other, Gopal persuaded him and kept with him. Now he came out from him. Some 3 years, before 3 years, Sivasubramaniam came out from Nakira.
That was a different case actually.
Yes, something.
He also heard
Yes.
He went to the press council of India.
At that time, first time.
Now he is facing with the court, I think so.
So, I don't know what are the contradictions. I never asked him, went inside. But he filed a case against Gopal also, in the labor court, I think. He was not paid for years together. This Sivasubramaniam was. Yes, he was not paid. He told he is having some connections. He used to meet him also. But I don't want to inquire all these things with them. These rotten things. Then